Hello, hello, welcome and welcome back to T is for Temidayo. It is 6:18 p.m. Today is Thursday, January 22nd, 2026. It is day 53 of 365 days of Tea for me. Let's get started. Let's do this, shall we? So today is day 53. This morning, I started my period. Ooh. So we are doing this tea in full spite of what's going on currently on my body. And I'm putting this on my abs, my lower belly today, because that is where I feel the cramps. I feel the cramps. I know the cramps. I hate the cramps. So we are putting this tea right where it can, give a big to the cramps that I'm currently experiencing. And we're going to rub all throughout my bloated abdomen. And just hope that it will send the signals to my body that I don't want this period. All right, gloves are almost dry. We're just doing the little finger thing to make sure we're getting into the nooks and the crannies, and we're done. All right, while that dries, let's read from the instructions manual, shall we? Clear throat, clear throat, clear throat. Let us read. Today we will be reading dosage forms and strengths, contraindications. It's my first time reading ever. And warnings and precautions. Here we go. Those sections are right there. 1, 2, and 3. Let's get into it. Dosage forms and strengths. Testosterone gel 1.62%, which we know is different than testosterone gel 1%, which I didn't even know existed, but we learned that last time. Testosterone gel 1.62% for topical use is available as follows. Point. A metered dose pump that delivers 20.25 milligrams, aka 20 and 25 hundredths milligrams. Ooh, it's been a little while since I've used that language. Testosterone per actuation. Ooh, actuation per act, the act of the pump itself. Cute. That says parentheses 3. Let's find out what parentheses 3 goes to. 1, 2, 2, 1, 3. That's right here in the middle. Somewhere in the middle. Right there. I can show you where it says that right there. And it reads, clear throat. Dosage forms and strengths. Testosterone gel 1.62%. For topical use only is available as follows. Point. A metered dose pump, which we've seen right here. Le pump. Oh, it's the light that's right in the way. Boom. Le pump. And it even says, does it say? Yes, there it is. Testosterone gel 1.62%. Le pump. And then each pump actuation delivers 20 and 25 hundredths milligrams of testosterone in 1.25 g of gel. Oh, is that how? Oh, okay, so there's 20.25 milligrams of testosterone in the 1.25 grams of gel. So there's 1.25 grams in the pump, and then within that pump itself, within that pump, is 20.25% of that. So about a fifth of that gel itself is the tea. I think the other 80% of it is like alcohol, like hand sanitizer alcohol, essentially, which is why it also has that consistency. All right, moving on. Back to contraindications. Somewhere Over here, this light is doing really well. Contraindications. Clears throat. Men with carcinoma of the breast or known or suspected prostate cancer. So what is a contraindication? What does that even mean? Let's pause and find out. Okay, and the internet says from medlineplus.gov, Medical Encyclopedia. A contraindication is a specific situation in which a medicine, procedure, or surgery should not be used because it may be harmful to the person. That is the definition of a contraindication. So they're saying contra, which is like usually like contrast, like on the other side, like don't do. Men with carcinoma of the breast or known or suspected prostate cancer, see sections 4 and section 5.1. Here we go. Section 4. Contraindications, once again, right in the middle. Somewhere in the middle. Como así. And it says, point, testosterone gel 1.62%. Is contraindicated in men with carcinoma of the breast or known or suspected carcinoma of the prostate. See warnings and procedures, warnings and precautions 5.1 and adverse reactions 6.1. Now we go straight down below to warnings and where are you, darling? Where are you? There you are. Warnings and precautions. And that says 5.1, worsening of benign prostatic hyperplasia. And that's parentheses BPH, benign prostatic hyperplasia, and potential risk of prostate cancer. Now, from what I have heard, there is information on the internet that says as folks who are on testosterone gel for long periods of time continue to witness the changes in their external phenotypes, right? The beards, the eyebrows, the forehead, the ears, the bottom growth. There has also been evidence to show that some of these people are also seeing prostate growth or prostate-like growth happening within their bodies as well, which is kind of sickening, which is also why I've heard some folks, some trans men, some trans mass people, some people who are on testosterone also like to practice play through the back half of their body because there is now a sensor there that experiences euphoria. All right, moving on. Point, patients with BPH treated with androgens are at an increased risk for worsening of signs of symptoms of BPH, and again, that's benign prostatic hyperplasia. Monitor patients with BPH for worsening signs and symptoms. Second point, patients treated with androgens may be increased for risk of prostate cancer. Evaluation of patients for prostate cancer prior to initiating and during treatment with androgens is appropriate. See contraindications, section 4, which we just read. So there's something that I wanted to look up, and that was the use of the word carcinoma. So let's quickly look that up as well since we're looking it up. All right, carcinoma. According to the clevelandclinic.org site, this is May 31st, 2022, a carcinoma is a type of cancer that starts in tissue lining your skin, organs, and internal passageways in your body. That begins in a tissue that lines the inner or outer surfaces of the body. So it begins in the tissue, and then I'm assuming it has the ability to metastasize or move through other parts of the body. Now we go back to where we were in contraindications. And it says, for the first time, I see this word in this gigantic thing that I've read, I think maybe like 6 times now. I see the word women. Clears throat. It says, contraindications. Women who are pregnant, testosterone may cause fetal harm. See section 4, which you've seen, and then section 8.1. Now let's go to 8.1. Here we go. And I think this is where we'll end because it's a hefty one. It says right here. Oh, can you see it? Darling, can you see it? Darling, can you see it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is. There it is. Right there. There. It is. And it reads, use in specific populations. 8.1, pregnancy. Risk summary. Testosterone gel 1.62% is contraindicated in pregnant women. Testosterone is teratogenic. Teratogenic. Ooh, I've never heard that word before. Testosterone is teratogenic and may cause fetal harm when administered to a pregnant woman based on data from animal studies and its mechanism of action. See contraindications, section 4, and clinical pharmacology. 12.1, which we have also read. Exposure of a female fetus to androgens may result in varying degrees of virilization. Ooh. In animal developmental studies, exposure to testosterone in utero resulted in hormonal and behavioral changes in offspring and structural impairments of reproductive tissues in female and male offspring. These studies did not meet current standards for non-clinical development toxicity studies. So clearly they need to still do some research. And we'll pick up there because we're at 11 minutes already. And this is going to be a chunky section, but I'm glad that we're reading on. It feels like we're finally past the clinical pharmacology page, or rather the clinical pharmacology phase of this, and we're getting into some nuts and some bolts. So again, the real joy that I'm experiencing right now is the fact that it also finally mentions non-men, because and by non-men, I mean non-cis men, because that is who the primary studies have been done on in a lot of what I have seen in this little pamphlet. So it's nice that we're finally getting some information about a non-cis male population. We will pick up here when we come to the next part of our instructions manual reading. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. T is for Temidayo. Tune in tomorrow for another day of 365 days of tea for me. I love you so much. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye.